And good morning. Welcome back to RSN Live here on a Sunday morning. Maury McKinney is with me this morning. And what do we say here? The White Mountain Aquatic Foundation. Okay, so it is a foundation. White Mountain Aquatic Foundation. Everybody actually knows you more as the guy who swims. Pictures in the paper, everything else is, you know, who's that guy who swims? Oh, Maury, he's the guy who swims. So this is the guy who swims. He's right here with us. And we're going to talk about a bunch of things, but we're going to talk also about the big swim. Cover of the Conway Daily Sun yesterday. Picture of you. You're going to swim across Lake Winnipaukee and then swim back. So it's not enough to swim across. You got to come back.
Well, it makes the parking problem easier. That way we can.
That's your thing. You have to go back and get your car. Okay. Yeah. I should have thought of that.
Actually, it's just really about continuing to try to raise awareness and enthusiasm for aquatics in our community. It's just one of the things that that I can do, and we're trying to develop a value for aquatics in our community so that people can see it, can recognize it, and that maybe as a board and as a community we can move on to developing a world-class aquatic and community center in our Mount Washington Valley.
Which would be awesome. It would be awesome. And it's kind of funny, you think it's the mountains. Oh, it's the mountains. So it's not the ocean. You know, when people are by the ocean, they think water. They probably think swimming a little bit more. But you think about up here, what are we surrounded by? We're surrounded by lakes and streams and rivers. I mean, there's a billion opportunities to swim up here. And as you said, it's such a fun sport. And you got to get into it, and we want to get people into it.
Well, I guess we could go a lot of places, and we are surrounded by water. We are blessed with some of the finest freshwater resources, I feel, in North America, if not on the planet. So we're very blessed here. But also, access is an issue. You can't just go walking into any part of the lake that you want to, or any parts of the river. There's a lot of private land and access issues there. There's also the temperature issues, and It's not like you're going to be able to swim year-round. But more than that, I mean, I think that water is an elemental factor in our lives. You know, there's no water, no life, and so I think that it's fitting that water is it's fun, and people are passionate about it. We just feel like that an aquatic center is a missing thread in a way in the fabric of our community. It's a place for people to go and to get fit, to stay fit, to develop relationships, to get involved in all kinds of different programs that hopefully foster fitness and safety.
Yeah, and the beauty too of swimming, it's not a year round. Well, it is a year round, but it's a lifetime activity. I mean, you can start swimming as early as you can get into the water and swim till you're almost in the other end. But I mean,
and some people have,
and that's a great thing about swimming. It's really a lifetime activity.
Well, I'm reminded of that almost every day when I'm teaching, and especially young children, and to hear their laughter, to see them smile, to look underwater and see them finally get it. I know that the implications of that may last a lifetime, and I feel proud of that. It's something almost like riding a bike. That once you learn how to swim, it's embedded in your neurology. You remember how to do it, and as we get older in our lives and we get busy and family and jobs and everything else, limited time to recreate, swimming is just it's a great option.
Oh yeah. Plus it really is a safety option too. I mean, it's one of those things, learning how to swim well at a young age. Because during your life, you're going to do things. You're going to go to the ocean, you're going to go out in a boat, whatever it might be. You need to know how to swim. Too many times we hear about instances where someone doesn't know how to swim and the ramifications are deadly. And so learning how to swim is also a safety factor.
And we feel like that it's the safety component really that will, I think, develop that value in the community, because not only is it for small children, but it's for the safety of people who are more elderly. We have, the Aquatic Center can host or provide programs for municipal organizations such as police and fire, kayak programs, canoe programs, scuba programs, and just a wealth of other programs that impact the quality of people's lives and the underlying safety component in it.
Right. Now, what would your dream aquatic center be made up of?
Oh, it's interesting you said that, because this past week I went to visit my family. They live in a tiny little town called Gillsville, Georgia, about an hour north of Atlanta. on our first day of our vacation, we just drove over to Gainesville, Georgia, and there happened to be the Francis Meadows Aquatic Center, which was just finished last year, and it's almost exactly the same design as we have. It's a 3-pool facility. There's a fitness pool with diving boards. There's a therapy pool with a 0 entry, so people can access it very easily. And there's also a recreation pool with slides and current pools and all kinds of bubblers and hoops and spraying water, and just so it really, from the cradle to the grave, I mean, some people can find something to do at that facility, and it was amazing the breadth of ages that were there and the reasons why they were there. Yeah,
and the nice thing too is that because of it being an indoor facility, you can use it year-round. You can use it, I'm going to say, dawn to dusk, and well, actually beyond that. I mean, you really have a lot of options for doing activities, spending time swimming either by yourself or with your family. We were talking about it right before we went on air. There's just so many options that it can benefit as a community, and as for us here in the Mount Washington Valley.
Well, when you start looking at the programs that are being run out of these sort of new style aquatic facilities, the 3-pool model, they open at 5 o'clock in the morning and they go until 11 o'clock at night, and they provide services for a wide range of ages and abilities, focuses on different types of programs. There's programs for people with that need therapy, or people that are having, women that are having babies, or learn to swim lessons, or whatever. But there's usually something always going on.
Yeah. And I mean, well, good luck with that. I mean, I know this is all part of your goal, and one of the things that you're doing to reach this goal is swimming Lake Winnipaukee. So we got to talk about that. Okay. And when is that going on, and what are some of the details about that?
Well, last year, September 17th, 2008, I made maybe the second crossing of the length of the lake from Center Harbor to Alton Bay, and that took about 12.5 hours. And no sooner had I touched than I thought, wow, that would be really cool to turn around and go back. It was an inspiring swim for me. But I guess more than that, it's a way for me to stay inspired by swimming, so that I can return that inspiration to the people that I teach. I totally enjoy it, and you're always going to learn something when you do something like this. Yeah.
I mean, and when is it this year? When are you going to?
I'm going to try it this coming Thursday and Friday, which would be the 3rd and the 4th. I've got a support crew, although I do need to fill in something there. But we're going to start around 6 a.m. on Thursday morning. The weather looks to be pretty good, and we're hoping to finish by about 9 a.m. the following morning.
Wow, that's a lot of swimming.
It's a lot of swimming, but again, it's not just about the swimming. It's the articles in the paper and stuff seem a little bit like shameless self-promotion. But really, it's just a vehicle or a conduit to reach the community in hopefully a non-threatening way, to get them to just think about aquatics. We know that this is going to be a long-term project. It's going to be filled with many challenges. It's an expensive proposition, but it's one that we want to do under the auspices of a private organization so that taxpayers aren't impacted.
Right.
But to do that, we've got to get a broad base of support, not only from our community, but from people outside the community.
And how can people get involved, either going down to cheer you on, or ideally dipping into their pockets and helping out a little? So what is the best way for them to get some more information? You have a new website.
We do, and that was developed by the Glenn Group right here in North Conway. Nancy Clark and her staff have done a great job of responding to our need, and it's www.whitemountainaquatic.org. And the information is on there. There's even a place that you can donate. You can do it anonymously or not, for any amount. This swim that I'm doing, which I'm calling the Smile of the Great Spirit. Winnipaukee means Smile of the Great Spirit, or beautiful lake in a high place. We're trying to get 15 people in our community, whether they be residents or longtime visitors, to donate $2,500 apiece to help us fund our feasibility study, which is really the first step in us responsibly developing this facility.
Well, that's terrific. That's terrific. Well, good luck on Thursday and Friday. And I want to thank Maury McKinney for coming down and joining us this morning on RSN Live. And I'm sure that you'll be able to follow up updates, but definitely go to the website, whitemountainaquatics.org. And good luck, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you very much for having me.
Take care. And we'll be back in a minute on RSN.